Secretary of State Antony Blinken says any armed escalation would result in U.S. intervention. Joining me now, former State Department Senior Advisor Christian White. And Christian, always good to have you. When I saw this story about the Philippines tweet on my daily rounds today, I was sort of like, wow, I thought our relationship was a little rocky with China. What did you make of it?
Yeah, well, it's an interesting development. It comes from a foreign minister who works for Eduardo Duterte, the president of the Philippines, who himself is a very colorful character and uses very colorful, direct language about his opponents, domestic and foreign. China has to be a little bit upset by this because China has done, such a job in trying to cultivate the Philippines and vice versa. Duterte, the president, has at times been at arm's length in its relationship with the United States, even though we are a treaty ally of the Philippines, and has tried to court the Chinese for more foreign assistance. So to get this sort of very clear message that the Philippines wants its sovereignty and its special economic zones, which is a maritime barrier, respected, it's just another signal that China is very unwelcome throughout Southeast Asia.
Well, Manila's walking a bit of a fine line here because I saw today where they're happy to be getting these Chinese vaccines. They thank them for that. But this issue with their ships in the South China Sea seems like sort of a line in the sand. And this has been ongoing.
It has, and they've, that sort of walking a fine line or being too clever by half. Duterte has tried to get things like vaccines and aid from China, partly to cover up his own incompetence in governing the Philippines, which is not, he certainly is not the first Filipino president to have that distinction. They sort of take us for granted. On the flip side, there have been times where they thought the United States would have been more present and more aggressive when the Philippine sovereignty has been challenged. And while we have given verbal expressions of support and occasionally sent naval ships to signify the relationship, that hasn't necessarily deterred the Chinese. On the other hand, we've had a long-standing mission in the southern part of the Philippines fighting jihadists and radical Islamic terrorists down there. And, by and large, that had to be wound down because of Duterte's whims.
I seem to ask you this every time we have you on, Christian, but how concerned are you about escalation here, and what would the U.S. role in that be, at least in this particular case?
Well, Blinken was very clear that we would honor our mutual defense agreement. The Philippines is often thought of, it was a huge flashpoint in World War II, but it's often thought that Taiwan would be the flashpoint now. We don't have an explicit agreement to defend Taiwan, although many people think that we do. China just seems to be getting more and more aggressive. The old Deng Xiaoping rule that you should hide your growth and your strength and sort of, do the Teddy Roosevelt of speak softly and maybe even hide your big stick. That's out the door with Xi Jinping, the current leader of China. He's very aggressive and intends to, put China's strength and force out there.
All right, we have another China connection for you, Christian. The NBA trying to mend its relationship with China after an owner, of course, supported the pro-democracy movement in Hong Kong. The league now is going to take part in an expo later this week. Considering what's happening with human rights accusations in China, is this hypocrisy or is it diplomacy?
Yeah, I'd say it's hypocrisy. Another big sports league like Major League Baseball, like the NFL, these people are more than happy to lecture Americans on their supposed transgressions and human rights violations, and then go and sort of jump in bed with the biggest human rights violator on planet Earth. You have the NBA doing this. You have pious companies like Coca-Cola and Delta telling states what they can and can't do, accusing states that some would argue are expanding voting rights of restricting that, and then sponsoring the 2022 Olympics, which will be held in China, just a couple hours flying time from some of the biggest concentration camps in modern history. So a lot of hypocrisy from people who really should not be courting China.
Christian, before we let you go, there's another issue here. I want to tap into your State Department experience about these new reports on these strange sonic attacks that we've heard about in Cuba. I've got China on the brain now after talking to you, but this is in Cuba, these ear-popping, vertigo-piercing directional noises that we've heard about. And now it appears there have been cases near the White House. What do you think is going on with these?
It's very alarming, and originally the thought was it was a Cuban operation or maybe a Russian operation. So it's something that remains unsolved, at least in the public sphere, and is presumably a sonic weapon being tested. Unclear what result it's having, but it looks like that someone is probing the ability to use this domestically now. So one senator characterized it, one official characterized it as a very top intelligence concern right now, meaning that there's a demand from the executive branch to figure out what's going on and who's behind it. It feels a little bit like a Russian type operation. The use of sort of, I don't know if leading edge technology is the right phrase, but their use of things like radioactive particles to track espionage suspects, it just sounds a little bit like Russia, but there isn't any public proof of that yet.
It is bizarre. That's Christian Whiten, former State Department senior advisor. Christian, good to have you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.